Oh, so can you hear me, Guima?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you like to turn your video on so we can just check that?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, you did. Guillaume.
Okay. Okay, good. So just say yes to the little video request there. I've sent you, a little window will pop up.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
I haven't quite got it yet. Someone else has turned up. Who's this? Zdenka. Oh, there you go. Hi, Guima. If you want to just drop your camera down a little bit because we can just see the very top of your head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You drop it down a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. So just because we're just getting your chin. Yeah, that's that. Perfect. We have Zdenka here.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit more interesting now. Hi, Zdenka. I'm going to switch your video on, Zdenka, then we can have you on the conversation as well.
Okay.
We're getting there. Okay, we got you. We can see. Can you hear me okay, Zdenka?
Yep, I can.
Okay, good. Oh, good. We've got a bit of a crowd today, so it's great. So, all right. So I'm recording this. This will be on my YouTube channel, so just be aware of that.
Okay.
It's publicly available in terms of what you say. If you do say something that you don't want recorded, I can always edit it out later. Okay, you just tell me what that is at the end. All right. So. So if you guys could just mute while you're not talking, otherwise we'll get all the background noise coming. Okay. Yeah, and just switch it on when you're ready to speak. Okay. So welcome to the free webinar, how to help others transmute their gifts into how to help others transmute their karma into their gifts of service. So I'm Nicolas David of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. So I'd like to hear from you guys what brought you here and what you'd like from this webinar, because we can shape it to whatever you want. Okay, so maybe just say your name and where you're from, and then we'll sort of get started. So I don't know, Jessie, you can start. You're familiar with us.
Hi, my name is Jessie Rothman Church, and I live in Boulder, Colorado. And I took the training about, it'll be 2 years in February. And I'm slowly but surely trying to do more and more readings and just looking for as much knowledge as I can get about how to present, like to sell it in a way that is attractive to people. And you know, I fear that I'm I'm kind of marketing myself as I'm going to help you find your soul's purpose, you know, why you came here. And the readings, although they're great, they resonate with people. The idea of marketing myself to say, let's turn your challenges into your gifts sounds really cool to me. So I just looking for language around that, of how I can sell it in a way that is a little bit more specific, because, you know, finding your soul purpose, it's kind of, you know, pretty general, I think, you know, once you hear it. And so it's like, okay, I've had this reading, it really resonated with me, but I still don't know what to go do, you know? I kind of have the theme of what I'm supposed to do, but now I want the details. I want the specifics, you know, like that's what people I feel like keep leaving with. And I'm just looking for more, more language around, well, this was your challenge. This is how you can help people, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay, I got it. That's real clear. Okay. All right. Sharon. Thanks, Jessie.
Hi, my name is Sharon Angelia Underwood, and I'm from a little town outside of Toronto in Canada. I took the second level training the end of July, and actually am in process of changing my own name and have found my household a lot more peaceful now that I've made certain numerical changes in vibration. I know it works, but I don't know how to market it, and I think that changing our karmic challenges into our talents is what it's all about, and I would really love to know more about that.
Okay, thank you. All right. Who would like to go next, Zdenka or Guima? Just to say a little bit. Okay, Guima, do you want to just unmute yourself on the bottom left? Now, let me unmute you just a sec. Okay, try now.
Yeah.
From the top.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you now, yeah.
Yes. My name is Kumara. I live in the UK, in Aylesbury. And I did the soul plan with Blue Marsden, but I cannot. It's something that I cannot connect with the soul plan for some reason. So I did some readings for clients, but I read, I try to connect the challenges, the karmic, the spiritual side, and there is something that I can't connect with the soul plan, with the soul contract. So I took the opportunity to join this webinar. Probably there is something that triggered me, and to know that I can connect more with, with the karmic, with the challenges, and all this beautiful system. And yeah, this is the main reason I joined.
Okay. Okay. We'll see what we can do.
Yes.
I trained Blue back in 2003 in the system, in the soul contract reading system, as it was then, which is a long time ago. So it's evolved a lot more since then, and we have understood a lot better how to teach it as well, which I'll talk about, in order to connect you more deeply with the energies of it, which is the key to actually creating practitioners who can really deliver readings. So it's taken a very long time to learn how this stuff works, and so we were still figuring it out back in 2003. So
okay, thank you.
Okay, Zdenka. Thank you, Guima.
Hi everyone, my name is Denka and I live in the UK in Watford. I actually haven't done soul contract reading courses, but I read this soul plan book, and I've done some different modalities, but it's just interesting for me to hear what this webinar will be about.
Okay. Do you work as a practitioner, or?
I do divine healing, and I do some other modalities I have learned, so I do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is not brand new to you. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. All right. So we have 3 practitioners. That's good. Let me just share the screen here. So we'll do it. Okay. Yes. So Jessie and Sharon, I decided to get a bit more grounded with the way of marketing this work, which is why I came up with this idea of how to help others transmute their karma into their gifts of service, because that's the main reason people come to us as therapists. Their karmic issues are triggering, and the last thing on their mind usually at that stage is, what's my soul purpose or life purpose, because they're in the pain of their karma. So from a marketing perspective, we're appealing to what pain is someone going through in their life they need some help with. And if they understand what that pain is, then with the soul contract reading work, you can actually start to transmute it. But the first thing you've got to do is bring consciousness to, well, what is that? What's actually going on? So this is why I've changed the way we give people a taste of this work. So So from a marketing perspective, I've written this. Have you noticed how people turn away from the biggest karmic challenges they face in their life? So we all notice that if we're therapists. And the ego doesn't like pain. The ego would rather keep us numb and suffering, and rather than face and feel, bring consciousness to our core programs. And most people's egos manage to do that for their whole life. So people don't get very far in life. Or those who do, like spiritual seekers, no matter how hard they've tried, it's just too painful to face it. And the reason is they can't face it is because they lack the spiritual map of life or the soul contract to actually overcome that. Because if you don't have the map of where you're going to go in life to transmute the programs, you're not going to get very far. So this is why I thought I'd try a different approach in terms of reaching practitioners and people who are interested in helping others here. Because once you have that spiritual map of life, and you know where you're going, then you're going to spend 80% of your effort on 20% of the things that actually matter. Because most people, it's the other way around. They're spending a huge amount of effort on things that don't matter and try and move their life forward. And so this webinar is about how you can use this work to help others, really. And the core proposition that comes out of all of this, having noticed people turn away from the biggest karmic challenges they face, even amongst spiritual seekers, is that this work will actually identify the core karmic patterns and how to go about transmuting them. Because in life, as you all may have noticed, and as you on the video replay may have noticed, we tend to get everything we don't like in life when we first start. Have you guys noticed that? Put your hand up if you got all the stuff you didn't like when you were younger. Okay? It's because what happens is that we initially, there's two laws running in life. There's the law of attraction, which is supposed to attract to us the stuff we do want, but initially we get the law of opposites, which goes with the law of attraction, that draws to us everything we don't want. And when we find there's a lot of stuff that we don't like coming at us, we get really clear what we do want. But trying to find a new boyfriend or girlfriend. The first ones aren't so good, but you get pretty clear what you do like and what you don't want, and therefore what you're looking for. So what happens is that we get all the heavy-duty karmic stuff initially in life, and if we can manage to get through that and get clear what we do want, and clear enough of those patterns by understanding where it is we want to go and what we have to clear emotionally to get there, okay, which is what we have divine healing and other healing modalities for, we can then transmute that karma and into our positive gift of service. So in our hardest, most challenging patterns in our life lays our gift. But what happens is that because the karma is usually so challenging, we usually turn away from it. When we turn away from it, we also turn away from our gift, which is the paradox of life here on earth in the body. So the purpose of the soul contract work is to show us what is the karma, how do we transmute it, and what is the gift that will emerge out of that. And if you can manage to do that in your life, then your life is going to be completely different. Okay, you're going to move away from suffering and pain and being unfulfilled, which is what most people go through because they don't understand that there is a spiritual gift in the hardest challenges they face. Then you move into a different space as you use the soul contract to actually deliver your gift of service. And it's the most fulfilling thing we can do is to deliver our spiritual gift of service, which encompasses also our soul purpose as well, Jesse. And spiritual seekers, because there's 400 or 500 million of us on earth, we all are looking for that special thing. We all know there's something special we're here to do, as I was saying down here. And we know that someone hasn't quite told us the truth of what it is. And that special thing is our gift of service, which is contained in our karma, but also in our soul destiny, our life purpose. And so this work allows us to find out what that is, and so that we can then help others, well, help others by delivering our gift, essentially. So how does that work? Okay. So the soul contract work, really what it does is it decodes the secrets of the blueprint of life for spiritual seekers hidden in the sounds of their birth name, because sound is creative. And it creates every moment in our life, the sound of our name, which is programmed into our DNA and our energy fields. And it's actually radiating out to the world. And the matrix, the reality, rearranges around that. And if you guys have any questions as we go through, just put your hand up and we'll answer them, okay? So this spiritual map of life empowers seekers. This is what emerges out of the soul contract. Empowers spiritual seekers to overcome their karma, and therefore access the spiritual gift. I mean, my gifts are, my karma was to overcome unworthiness to be loved, which I'm still doing. But then as I became worthy to be loved, to deliver the gift of the ancient wisdom of my soul with this sort of work and divine healing and light body work and all sorts of other things I do. But also to empower others, to be going from feeling very disempowered, one of my karmic positions, to becoming very empowered myself, and then to empower others as well. So our personal journey as therapists, practitioners, what happens is that journey is why other people come to us. They come to us for what we have become or are becoming, not just the therapies which we have. Okay? And so the spiritual map of life helps us identify and manifest and express our gift out of the karma, express more of our talents, achieve more of our goals. And if we work on all those three, manifest our life purpose, really. So, how does it work? So, most of you understand this, but I'll have a live here. This is just for the people watching this later. So, what we do is that we work with the sounds of the birth certificate name, and those sounds contain the frequencies which create our reality in each moment, and we decode those sounds on the Star of David. This is not meant to be a religious thing in this case. This is just a sacred geometry, a very important piece of sacred geometry that comes out of the flower of life here. And what we do is we match the sounds of your birth name to the sounds of 22 ancient Hebrew sounds, which is one of the sacred languages, which comes out of the movement of Great Spirit and the creation of creation. And this symbol of the flower of life, you can see in the top left, represents the actual movement of Great Spirit, or God, or high, whatever you want to call it, source, as it creates creation. And if we use the sounds of creation to actually match our birth name in whatever language it's in, what happens in Hebrew is that out of the 22 letters we use, each letter has a number inherent within it, not a number assigned to it, but inherent within it. And so what then happens is that we take those numbers and we decode them on the Star of David. And we have two triangles. We have a downward pointing physical triangle, which we use here, which represents the physical side of life, because each of us is a brand new personality expression, an experiment in consciousness that is formed by the soul. And so the soul doesn't quite know what will happen each time. So we have to learn to walk and talk, get up and running, get conditioned responses, careers, etc. And between the ages of 35 and 42, which is the sixth cycle of 7 years, that's where the 7-year itch comes from, the large upward pointing triangle triggers, or it may trigger earlier, and this is a spiritual triangle. And this is where the soul is saying, okay, how many of you guys had this spiritual awakening between 35 and 42 or younger? Put your hand up. I left my corporate job at 37, right on time. Okay, so Guillermo, what happened to you? What did you do What was the awakening?
I'm a spiritual counselor and a holistic counselor, so I do all healing modalities.
Yeah.
But yes, everything had a big change around my 30s, 33s, around 35s, yes.
Yeah.
If I had a dead experience, near death experience, so really everything changes around the 30s. 30,
Yeah.
Yeah, 35th. Yeah.
35. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Zdenka, what happened to you? What was the awakening?
What happened to me? I had a walk-in at the 41, and I had some big health issues going on. So I had to quickly go and find some answers. So that was really my awakening, I would say.
That was your awakening, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sharon, what was your awakening?
Well, mine was older, after 50, but according to human design, that was my design. I took Reiki, and actually right after my first attunement, I knew that I was on the wrong path, because the Reiki attunement was better than anything else I've had.
Yeah.
And so I gave up that path and went looking in the modern world.
Okay.
It's been pretty fun, actually.
Okay. Jessie, what was your awakening?
Let's see. So probably after my second child, I had just major depression. And I didn't really snap out of it until I found this work. So really the soul contract reading started my seeking, and just since, so it's really only been, 2 years. But yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting in my glass office in the City of London, my corporate office. This angel went by in the form of a cloud about 200 foot long, the only cloud in the sky. And then I thought, something's up. And a few months later, I was at Corte Romero in Spain, a spiritual retreat, and it was a sunrise, beautiful sunrise over the Sierra Nevadas. And there's a really strong voice in my head of, I can't do this anymore. And my soul was talking to me. And then after that, I basically, after that, prepared to leave the corporate world to do what I'm doing now. That was 20 years ago. It was very strong, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I had a very good job, very interesting, but then suddenly it just didn't interest me anymore. All the energy went out of it. So, and I've been doing this work part-time for about 7 years already. So I decided to leave. I turned my corporate job into a part-time job and transitioned over 6 months into doing what I'm doing now. So that was my change. And it hasn't been easy, but I'm a lot happier. So I do what I love to do. So that was my transition, and it's more interesting to me to help people rather than just focusing on making money and all the other good things that happen in the corporate world. So I'm a lot more satisfied as a result. So this spiritual triangle here, thank you everyone for sharing. This spiritual triangle here is all about embodying higher consciousness from the higher self and expressing it through the grounded expression, the grounded vehicle of the physical personality out in the world. And so what happens is that in each of these triangles, these three aspects is karma, which is a negative context created by the law of opposites we've just been talking about. There's talents, which help overcome it if it's a good match, to reveal the gifts to give to the world. And there's the physical goals which are achieved. This is like what excites us, what gets us out of bed in the morning. And then with a physical world orientation. And then we have here, in spiritual karma, we have the spiritual gift, which is there's a certain gateway of opening to higher consciousness. to enable you to move to your spiritual talents. Well, the spiritual talents help you overcome that if it's a good match. And then once these start embodying, then the mission starts to happen. So the physical karma and the spiritual karma are the two most important things to work on. And as the spiritual talents get stronger, that helps get to the spiritual goals here. What excites us, what gets us out of bed in the morning. I mean, my spiritual goals are to share this knowledge, and my physical goals here are to ground it and reach people with it. And if you work through each of these 6 outer aspects consciously through the soul contract work, that helps you achieve the soul destiny. It gradually manifests layer by layer, or life purpose. And most people don't get anywhere near that because they get stuck working these guys out here. And that's if they become conscious of them, because what happens is each of these over time, as a percentage complete, you gradually work through them all. But if you don't have the map, you don't even know what you've got to work on, so you get stuck usually. And the same old thing happens if you notice how people who don't work on themselves spiritually, they get old and dried up pretty quick. But those who do work on themselves start to look younger because they're consciously burning through their programs. Okay? Because our programs are pretty much designed to slow us right down and keep us separate from higher consciousness, all that is. So this work enables us to bring consciousness to the whole program of what's creating our life, and eventually deliver our spiritual gifts and our soul purpose, our mission. Okay? So I presume you've all, Zdenka, you probably had a soul contract reading from Almira, haven't you? You have to unmute. Hang on, I'll unmute you.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Guima, what language is this? Is this? Where are you from? Are you from?
I'm Portuguese.
Portuguese. Okay. So your soul contract, has that been accurate? The one you've had?
Say again, sorry.
Does your soul contract chart, is it accurate? Does it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is accurate. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm still working on the challenges, on the karmic challenges, and yeah. Sometimes I think I did integrate it already, but I think I'm doing pretty well. But yeah, sometimes my physical karmas, I got 12-3. I think I'm fine, but sometimes is there is something that I cannot integrate yet totally on energies. I like the soul contract, but I don't know, there is something is missing that I feel like is not yet totally integrated.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you had your soul contract done, did you convert was the Portuguese converted into written English as it's pronounced?
No. My name is quite easy to translate. I just converted, as a normal, with the alphabet Hebrew, and yes, I don't know if I should to change to the Portuguese or I don't know if there is some gaps there, but.
Do you want me to have a look at it? Do you want me to have another look at it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the full name, birth name? Do you want to spell it to me?
Yeah. I-O.
Yep.
M-A-R.
Yep.
Now, F-E-R.
F-E-R.
N-A.
N-A.
A-N.
A-N.
Just one single A. Yeah. D-A. The next, I got 6 names.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yes. Now, R-O-S-A. S-A. N. C-H-O. No, yeah, C-H-O. Another name, C-O-U-T-Y. No, E. T-E. No Y. Yes. N-H-O. No, is all the same word. C-O-T-E-N-H-O.
Yep.
And now the last one, R-E-B-E-L-O.
Okay.
Sorry, on the continue, this one is I.
There.
No, behind the T. Yeah. No, after the T, sorry. Yes.
Okay. So,
yeah, but not the, you have to continue, you have to, yeah, the E. You leave the I, but you take the E. No, yes, that's it.
okay. So did you convert it? How did you analyze it? Did you convert it into phonetic English?
Yes, just, yes.
Okay, can you say it in Portuguese slowly so I can hear it?
We say Guiomar, Fernanda, Rosa, Sancho, Coutinho, Rebelo.
Okay, so I think it's rolled R, isn't it? We're trying to analyze this. It's a rolled R there, isn't it?
Just a single R.
No, but the way you say it, though.
Ah. See? Guiomar.
Say it again.
Guiomar.
It's rolled R. Okay. Say Fernanda. It's Fernanda.
Fernanda.
Yeah. Rosa.
Rosa.
Okay.
Sancho. Coutinho. Rebelo.
Say that again.
Rebelo. Rebelo.
Let me get my Portuguese dictionary.
Ah, that's interesting. Mm-hmm.
See if we get this right.
Because the phonetics. Mm-hmm.
We'll get the phonetics right. We'll see. You have to bear with me, people, with this. Because it's English to Hebrew translation matrix we use with this. Yes. So we have to convert from Portuguese in the way.
Mm-hmm.
How do I say Guimar?
Guiomar. Guiomar.
Guiomar. Okay. Got it. Okay, so that should be like that.
Right.
This may be one of the reasons you haven't quite got this chart right. Guiomar. I think that's right.
Fernanda.
Yeah. I need to look that up here.
In English, you say Fernando. Fernanda. Yeah.
Should be an I.
Mm-hmm.
Just bear with me here. It's okay. Fernanda. Let me just check that. I'm looking at the Portuguese phonetic dictionary for the similar syllables. That's how we work this out. I think that's okay. Rosa, got that
Rosa.
right?
Yes, Rosa.
Rosa's pretty straightforward. Okay, English names you just type it in as it is, pretty much 99% of the time. But I think you set me a challenge tonight, Guillermo, so we'll rise to that. I think it's okay. Say Rosa again to me. Rosa.
Rosa.
You definitely rolled. Okay. Sun's okay. Joel, just check the Joe. So for you practitioners, we're going to run a phonetics training on 20th and 21st of January.
No.
Sharon and Jesse. We'll send an email out probably within the next week or two, but just so you know, if you want to, for example, learn your Spanish, okay, for North America. So say it again. Sancho.
Sancho.
Show. Okay.
Sancho.
So that's actually an S.
Sancho.
The long O sound. Does this look like anything you used?
Sancho.
Sancho. Yeah. It's it. Okay, say this last. Say this next one.
Coutinho.
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 Coutinho. Okay. So it's KOH.
Ah, wow. Totally different.
Totally different.
Wow.
So let's work on the last bit. We'll get there. Another couple of minutes, then we'll have an interesting reading, I think. That'll be double E.
Coutinho.
Coutinho. Coutinho.
Coutinho?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right, that's right. So Coutinho. Coutinho.
Coutinho.
Okay, so the H is actually not sounded at all.
Coutinho. Coutinho.
Coutinho. Looking at this here. Yeah, the H is not sounded. Coutinho. Okay.
Coutinho.
Rebello.
Rebelo. Rebelo.
Is that a K sound, is it?
Rebelo. Rebelo.
That's a hard one.
Yes. In English, say rebelo. Rebelo. Rebelo.
Yeah.
R's, yeah.
That's quite a hard sound to make.
Yes. Hello.
Nearly there. Thanks for your patience. Let's look for the R. So it's not actually an R sound at all, is it?
Yeah. Guilherme Fernando.
Say it once more, so I can hear it.
Rebelo.
Slowly.
Rebelo. Rebelo.
It's almost like an H, isn't it?
Yeah, rebelo. Rebelo.
It's like an H, then an R, isn't it?
Rebelo.
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 That's the sound there.
Rebelo.
Okay, got it. That. Rebelo. P-E-L. Nearly there.
Rebelo.
Okay. Okay, so that goes like this. A-H. Yep, that's it there.
Rebelo.
Like that. Let's just see if this is right. Okay. Sure, that's correct. That's correct. Actually, we'll just take this out. This is for this is your current name. We won't put your birthday in because it's a public video. You seem to be okay with us doing this. Yeah. It's today's date. This is the web-based software we use. let's find out if this is right, shall we? So,
Wow.
okay, so
Wow.
let me just check
The
this.
same, the 12-3 on the physical challenges, karmics, yeah, is what on. I got the 6-6, yeah.
Is life intense?
It resonates with,
Yeah, is life really intense?
yes.
And do you find that part of you wants to hide away from the world, doesn't want to show her true self?
Yes.
Okay, and
Now I'm better. Now I like to expose, not expose, but yes, definitely.
yeah. Have you resisted spiritual energies coming down to the earth plane?
Mm-hmm.
Bit of anger around that. And how's your relationship with your mother?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
What's that like?
Yeah. The relationship with my mother, it wasn't not the best relationship, but I was always supporting her and with her, always. I was one of the three of siblings. I was the more close because I could understand her so deeply. She has so much things and but yeah, the 13-4, obviously, the mother.
Sounds like we got the right chart.
Sorry?
Sounds like we got the right chart.
Yes, I'm impressed. I don't know. Even you know, I feel a heat.
Okay, we got the right chart.
I feel a heat. My body, the energy. I got hot.
Yeah.
So yes.
This is the 5. You
Oh,
got the truth. You know this is true. Okay. All right. So this is how we do phonetics. Okay. So what we've done here is, are you okay? Yeah, just hang in there. Yeah. What we've got done is converted the name into the equivalent written English as it's pronounced. And then we match it up with the equivalent. We don't teach this process in the training. It's an additional masterclass because you need to understand the basic numbers first before you can get to this level. So then we've matched it with equivalent Hebrew sounds here. You know, some of them are actually 2 sound. 1 Hebrew sound matches 2 English letters. And then we extract the Hebrew numbers at the bottom. So I'm just going to explain this for those people watching here, how this works. So we're going to decode these numbers using the Star of David. So the way we do that is we take these numbers here. We start at physical karma. We allocate them. So we go 3, 5, 5, 6, 13, 1. To do the first 3 numbers, then we continue in groups of 6, going right through here. I'll send this to you later.
Oh, thank you.
Don't have to worry about it. I'll send you a chart later. So
Thank you.
you've got the chart. So we analyze, we go around the Star of David in the circle till we use all the numbers up. And we do a bit of maths as we add the numbers up here. The total in physical karma, okay, is 93. But because we only have 22 numbers, we simply go 9 plus 3 equals 12. I'm just going to clear my throat here. And so there's always there's always 2 ends to an expression here. So we simply go 1 plus 2 gives us a 3.
Right.
Right, and so the 12-3 goes into here. We'll work these guys out in a similar way. In the cases of a 6, the total is 42. So we simply just go here. 4 plus 2 equals 6. And 6 plus nothing gives another 6. So therefore we get a 6 coming into the physical spiritual talent. So it's saying rather than having a range of expression like with a 12 and a 3, here we have only one frequency. So the soul's saying in spiritual talents, Giyama, it only wants you to do one thing only. Whereas here in physical karma, it wants you to experience the pure frequencies of a 12 and the pure frequencies of a 3, plus every blend in between. Okay. This is why some parts of your life may feel you can do lots of different stuff, and other parts may feel very narrow. Because soul's made its mind up what it wants us to do. So we work out all those numbers accordingly. Everyone follow that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we take the physical numbers and we place them in the top half of this table. Spiritual numbers on the bottom half. And then we add up the two columns, so we get 31 on the right-hand column and 76 on the left-hand column. And we reduce these to the first number between 1 and 22 on the left-hand side. 7 plus 6 is 13. And the smallest number between 1 and 22, which is 3 plus 1 is 4. So that 13.4 becomes the soul destiny. And then I draw these little channel symbols that Frank Alpa, who was the founder of this work, he channeled this through from the soul of Moses in the 80s. He spent 9 months channeling this information. When I did the training, I got about 12 A4 or letter-sized pages of interpretations, and he just talked about it the rest of the time. So the work we do as soul contractors is a product of about, 45 years between Amira, Hilaire, and I, of clinical work, of working with individuals. So what you see in the training we give, and the training that, in my books, Your Soul Contract Decoded, is basically the clinical outcome, massive expansion on what Frank originally did. And so our aim was to maintain the purity and consciousness of this knowledge so it helped people grow and wake up. Because Frank had said to take it out to the world, so we did. So I brought it to England in 1990. So what happens is that these channel symbols he brought through have specific meanings. So I'm going to talk about that and give you a little reading. You're okay with that, Guillermo?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So what's your primary question you have about your life at the moment? You said some things earlier, but what's the primary thing you want to understand?
On this chart.
In your life.
In my life.
Or if there's a specific number you don't understand, I'll explain it.
Yes, the 12.3 on a physical karma. Because, I got the physical goals there on the same time.
Yeah.
In this 12.3 here, I did my evolution because I had a childhood where I couldn't express myself. So, because the 3 is about the expression.
Yeah.
And I did overcome this expression and to not be able to express myself, as I had quite a childhood, a repressed childhood. I've been doing quite well, and so I just can see, because my physical goals, so with the expression of the love has been repressed, which is it's amazing. I'm just a little bit shocked because it's a totally different chart.
Well, you have to get the phonetics.
As I have before.
Yeah, you have to get the phonetics right first, you see.
Yes, it's amazing. And so the energy predominancy is the 16 and the 7. Because these ones, I'm just looking and tune on this new chart.
Well, maybe ask me the questions and I'll give you a quick reading on it.
Yes.
That's probably the easiest way so everyone watching it can grasp how this works.
Yes, here on my physical talents, the 16.7. On my spiritual talents, so I know this is all about ideas and put out the ideas in the world, or sometimes I get too much ideas, but
maybe I'll just start giving the reading, then we can talk about each one, so you know what the numbers mean. Shall I do that?
Yes, please, yes.
Yeah, so the 12.3 here is about learning to expand out in the world in a balanced way. So were you out of balance when you were younger?
No. No, I had a childhood very repressed, so I couldn't express. My father was a quite very strict military man, so the 12-3 there was a quite repressed.
Okay, so was your truth being repressed, which is a 5 here?
Yes.
Yeah. And so did you hide away and not feel
Yes.
worthy?
Oh, yes, yes. I always been a very private person.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this is being shy to express yourself, which is a 3, which is the internal
Yes.
canal.
Yes.
So your job was to learn to pull out the unworthiness to show yourself and express yourself out of the 3 here and here. Because the karmic 3 is much stronger than the goal 3. But then you could deliver your gifts to the world. And the 12 is about absorbing and expanding knowledge and sharing it in the world. So did you absorb much knowledge when you were a child, or was that just too difficult to do?
No, I was a quite observant. I was a very curious child to know, always ready to know new things. But I find I couldn't express, I couldn't share, I couldn't create my knowledge, accumulate the knowledge. Now, as an adult person, I understand that, and I like to share my knowledge. I crave for knowledge as an adult.
Okay. So you're actually here to absorb knowledge and expand it and communicate it as a master teacher leader, and to do it in a balanced way. Okay. Have you faced obstacles in your life, Guillermo? Have you had lots of obstacles in your life?
Yes, all the time, but I'm quite good to kick them out. Yes.
Yeah, because that's created by the 12 obstacles to expand into life, you see. And what brought you to England?
I came in England in 2000 when the Community European changed, when the euros went to do the currency, went to in Portugal. I didn't like the idea as I was a florist. So I just tidy up everything and say, no, I don't want to be here. I don't know. I just came to England. This is a country always had fascinated me even as a child. So, I don't know, something probably karmic. It takes me here because I love here. I feel home here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're here overall to expand knowledge, okay, and share it from deep within and bring ancient wisdom to the world. And this is one of the reasons you're attracted to this work, because it's very deep work. Okay, and you're always looking for the deepest truth, aren't you, of what goes on?
Always, yes.
Yeah, and the 5 is pure truth of spirit. That's the other reason you're drawn to this work. It's deep wisdom and the absolute truth.
Yes.
Okay, so you could feel like going red hot earlier because you knew this name is the correct name for you, because it was time to find that out. And the 16 is about taking high-level spiritual knowledge, bringing it down to the earth plane and sharing it with an open heart, with groups of people and connecting lots of people together, networking them together like this. Okay, so do you work with groups of people, or would you like to work with people?
Yes, I have my own practice, and I like to organize workshops, meditation classes, and I love groups. I love people together, definitely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is about, you're here to teach, be a master teacher of expanded knowledge in groups of people in plain English. And then in spiritual karma, you still have to learn that lesson. So there's a barrier to it. So it's repeating the number again, saying that you're here to do the same thing. And you're here to heal a wounded heart from childhood, from the suppression of truth by your father, and also from the unbalanced relationship with your mother. And to drop the facade and show your real self to the world. And when you do that, lots more people will come to you. Does that sound familiar?
Very familiar. Yes, definitely resonates with me very deeply. Much. That's the one.
Yeah.
Really resonates. It's beautiful. Yeah, something is shifted straight away when I look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Amazing. For some reason, I'm here today. And I decided the last minute to say, oh, that is amazing. So I just arrived from work and sit here, just log in, and without thinking, without preparing, without planning, I'm going to sit here and have this with Nicolas. Thank you so much.
Well, there's a reason for it, you see.
Yeah.
I had a very strong spiritual signature to give you the reading.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah, very strong. So I'm just following the energy here.
yes.
So the 6 here is about taking an idea that's resonant, very truly resonant to you in your mind, and then moving along the convertible knot here to create it into a physical manifest form. So it's creativity. So you're here to be, here's an idea here, you're here to focus on the goal, what you want to do with it, and then take little steps to get to the goal.
Wow.
Like this, okay? And that was just Jessie, one of her, I think she went out. She's listening to us on her cell phone. Okay, so you're here to take step by step, manageable steps to get to your goal and achieve things. Are you able to do that, or do you get a bit scattered?
No, I'm very brave. I'm not scared of everything. I like to go. I did set up my practice at 6 months. It was hard, but I like challenges.
Yeah.
Is something, and yeah, I'm not scared. No.
Yeah. So this is about making that happen.
Yeah, make things happen. It gives me a lot. Yeah, it gives me energy. I like bring and create things.
Yeah. So it's important to finish each job and don't get distracted by other ideas until you finish that one. Because once you finish one, you can move faster.
Yes.
To the next ones. And the 14 here is basically reflected being. So this is why the reason you have intense relationships is so you can help others discover who they are through that intensity. Okay.
Yes.
And the 5, and you discover who you are as well. And the 5 is about this very abstract, physicist-like energy, which is all about the pure abstract energy of spirit coming into the earth plane out of abstraction into form. Okay. And this is why people learn a lot when they work with you, don't they? Because you reflect to them who they truly are. Okay. And the 13 here is the divine feminine aspect of God. So your whole purpose of this life is to surrender and to heal the stone, dissolve the stone wall around your heart you put up to protect yourself against your mother. Okay. And to share the unconditional love of the divine feminine out in the world. Do people just come to you and just trust you?
Yes.
Yeah, because that means the heart is opening. That means you've started to dissolve the stone wall.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
In my studios, I got some people say, did you put magnets in your chairs or something like that? Because I feel like no going. I just want to stay here. Magnet is the word all the time the clients they use.
Yeah.
I think it's very magnetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is about opening the heart and then having an intention from the feeling open heart of the divine feminine of what you wish to create, then letting it go and trusting, then it will come to you. So you shouldn't see the 12-3 chases things in life, Guillermo. Okay, but you're here not to chase things. You're here to surrender and just go with what feels right and intend things to happen and let it go and have no attachment. Then they will turn up.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And to accept all good things that come to you. Look at what's come to you tonight.
I know, it's amazing. I feel so blessed.
You created it with this. The truth has come to you at last, having got the partial truth, because you still hadn't quite figured out how to do this bit here. Okay. So, overall, we're here to teach with an open heart, expand knowledge, do it in plain English in a very creative way, and reflect to others the absolute truth of who they are. Okay, from a loving goddess like open-hearted space. How does that sound as a life?
It sounds amazing. It resonates so much with myself now.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. This is the chart. This is my chart. Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh.
Any other questions?
No, I'm clear. It's beautiful. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you for sharing.
So much.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So that was just the idea of this, was just to give everyone who's watching an idea of how this works and how accurate it is. Because when the ego is exposed to this pure truth, because it's the pure truth of the highest level of consciousness, because it's the sounds of God, basically, the sounds of creation, which we work with the system, then it dissolves the ego. And that's part of the journey of already coming into wholeness, because once the ego has the truth, you've blown its cover. It can't play games with you anymore when you have the truth. So you're halfway home and you know the truth of your life, because it's all the hidden stuff doesn't work anymore, all the games it plays. And as therapists, what it allows you to do is to apply your tools like divine healing, like for you, Zdenka, okay, or whatever other tools you have to focus them specifically on whichever aspects in the chart are running, because the soul will actually, what it will do is it'll have themes that might run this number for the first 10 years of your life, or it might run it for 10 months at a time or 10 days. It will move around the numbers, triggering different ones. And because you know what's going on, you can tell your clients, or you know for yourself, what healing tools to apply, so you can really pinpoint focus the tools that are required to transmute someone's karma into their gifts. So it means when you work with clients with this sort of system, they know it's the total truth, you know it's the truth, so you go much deeper, much faster, and you build enormous trust with people. And because you can focus the treatments you use using the system, because you know what's triggering, it's much more efficient time and energy and money-wise. This is a very good framework, therapeutic framework for working on individuals, but also with groups of people. That's why it's so powerful here. So yeah, I've got a few more things to say here. Where's my presentation? I'll do this in the right order. Hang on. So that pretty much says what I've just explained there. So you've basically got the lights on. You can see what's going on with someone. I use it for running whole entire groups. I have all their numbers, so I know what's triggering with everybody. But essentially, yeah, you can connect with someone at a deep level and just get on with it, what's really important. And clients tend to hang around when you have this sort of accurate tool, because they don't really want to go to anyone else who doesn't fully understand what's going on for them. So it's very good for client retention. And so the training itself is about helping understanding everyone, yourself and everyone in your life. And the way we teach a training is that we spend 3 days out of the 5 days transmitting what the meaning of the 22 numbers is. So we actually activate it in your DNA and your fields by giving readings of your friends and family. So you can match the manual. We don't read the manual out. We basically use the manual to show you what the subjective experience of friends and family is, and through seeing each student explaining what's going on for their mother or their father, or whoever, based on the context of the numbers, and everyone gets the transmission. What is it? That's what it really means. So by the time you hit the 3rd day, you are starting to become the system. Okay, so it's not about remembering it, it's about becoming it. This is why the training is very powerful. And then we spend the last 2 days in terms of how to put readings together, how to actually and deliver them. You practice on each other. So most people give very good first readings because we've activated them with a transmission in the first place. Okay? Not because they're remembering it all, it's because they have become it. And provided people practice after that, then they'll give good readings permanently after that. So that's actually how we teach this. And we teach you how to open your channel and get your ego mind out of the way, so you can just allow higher consciousness, the higher self, to flow through you and deliver the truth to your client, so they awaken. It's taken 23 years to figure out how to do this. So this is the summary of what I just said. Experiential learning. Bodily transmission, which is the most powerful way of learning. And we support you as practitioners. There's an active Facebook group where it's peer-to-peer support plus me when I'm around for all practitioners. There's a couple of hundred people on that. We do specialist masterclasses, which are usually on weekends, sometimes different times depending on people's needs for all three levels of the work we do, which is birth charts, relationship overlays, and business, which is the third transmission. You need 3 transmissions of it. So it's 5 days, 4 days, 4 days. So you actually need 13 days to get the full transmission of this work. Hadn't realized it was 13 days, actually. That's interesting. And so these masterclasses are where you get to ask whatever questions you want. Do you have questions, Adinka?
I'm okay now. I'm fine. Just listening.
Okay. And so these are immersive classes for practitioners who have a lot of questions about their clients, and we go into great depth with whatever they want to work with. We have a mentoring program as well, which I'm thinking about reviving. We had it running for a while, but I've been sort of reviewing the whole thing to help you get out there and with the work. So the point of all this work is so that you can get out there and awaken others to get on with their gifts and access and deliver their gifts of service. And people, this is really for you guys watching, is people get a deep feeling of peace when they hear the truth of their lives so profoundly and accurately. I remember Frank Alpa gave me a reading in 1990 in an Arizona hotel room when I first went to America. I was so drawn to go to do it, just like you, Guillermo. I was so drawn to go to Arizona to learn with him. And he explained my entire life in an hour. And I felt relieved that all the weird stuff that had been going on, there was actually a meaning to the whole thing. Okay, and all these disparate experiences. And this work empowers people who may feel like victims of life to take charge and step forward from whatever position they're in life and get on with their life. Okay, to become sovereign in their expression. Because most humans feel like a victim a lot of the time of life. And so what it does is it shows people where they are on their soul contract, where they are on their spiritual map of life, and we share with you all the recommendations we developed from 45 years of development and how to overcome the challenge, what actually works, okay, and align people to their purpose so they're no longer drifting off, doing something which doesn't work and causing them pain. And we touch them very deeply with this truth. And it just slices through so much of the ego games and sabotages and unconsciousness and helps them go very deep to what's important in life. As a practitioner, you open to a deeper level of yourself with this sort of work. And even having done this for 27 years, it's still amazing to do them. It's one of my favorite things to do is to give these readings. The only thing better than that is actually training practitioners. Okay, so the way it works is, experiential. You can deliver readings in the work, soon after the workshop, and just got to practice really with us. So we try to make it the finest training possible available on earth, and spend a lot of time developing it so that you can help others discover what their gifts are and deliver it to the world to raise consciousness. This is what it's for. So the next one's actually starting next week. It's on the 8th, the 10th, 8th. On the 9th, I'm speaking at a conference now, 10th and 13th of November. And it runs 12:15 to 8:30 UK time, live in Surrey or on Zoom like now, Global Web Conference. Okay, and this is the deposit to reserve your place, although it's this close. It's the 616 is the total amount. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know by Sunday, because we have to make a decision by then if we're going to run it fully or not. Depends on numbers, because there's a whole bunch of people thinking about it. But we just need commitments if you're interested in doing that. So you can find out more about it on this page here. Just email me at the Nicolas Direct 3 at Centre for Consciousness Ascension. Okay. Say by Sunday evening, because then we'll make a decision probably first thing Monday, or I'll make a decision. So tell me by, say, 8 o'clock Sunday night. Okay. So we know what we're going to do. All right. Because we have to have enough people to run it. So any questions on that? I'll meet you, Sharon. Try that. Hang on.
I have one question. Is it possible that sometimes the English name should also be done like that? Like my middle name is Louise, and that's actually French.
Well, then try it both ways, with the French way or French Canadian way, which is somewhere between European French and English. Okay. And we try both ways, basically, and find out what fits.
Yeah. Okay. Came down the French side, so.
Yeah, well, then it'll be the French Louise. So.
Yeah. Interesting. I'll have to get my French friends to say it.
Yeah. Anyone else got any questions there? And it can be about the marketing side for you practitioners. Jessie, did that help a little bit in terms of the presentation?
Yeah, it just gave me some great language, really, to use in presenting the work. I wondered if you could share the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, we can do that. I can send it to you. Yeah, I can send the PowerPoint presentation to you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Dinka, how was that? You're one of our Mirrors divine healing practitioners. How did that come across to you?
Good. I mean, I've been thinking doing the course anyway. Just I just didn't have the chance to join it, but maybe I will at some point.
Okay. Yeah, just let us know. Just email us when and if you're ready. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we sometimes have some of the soul plan practitioners come for this one because they want to have another look at it from another point of view, really. Guillermo.
Yes, totally different. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I always thought to come to you. I don't know, many times you crossed my mind, I have to go to Nicolas for some reason. And today I saw is now. And I didn't have any idea it was about the soul contract. But some things, I have to go. It was very strong. Nothing stopped me. I have to go sit there, log in, and it's amazing. And I did a few readings with clients, but obviously if I do not connect with my soul contract, I find difficult to read for the clients, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
If I do not understand I cannot give a reading because I'm not connected to the energies. So this reading, this card you made for me is amazing. I feel inside, I feel in any fiber of my bone. I had this eating all over. Amazing. It's definitely was. This is my child. Definitely. Yeah. I can't wait to hold and to be on my own and to be beautiful.
Yeah. So what's happened is that you've been going down here the path of suffering. You haven't got the full data. Now you're just aligned to the spiritual signature. You found out what's really going on. Why things flow better. Because you've had an expansion of consciousness from the lower ego into the much more of the vastness of spirit.
Absolutely.
This is going to allow you to converge on your true contract and get on with it. Which is why you feel empowered, because you know it's true.
Yes.
So you're following the path of bliss, what we call the spiritual signature, what opens your heart in each moment, and your heart drew you to this. And the whole purpose of this work is to go from the path of suffering from the ego to the path of alignment. And most people are here because they're following the dictates of the left brain. But what we're doing is we're letting that go. We're going to the right brain, we're going to the heart, we're going to the feminine with this work. Within yourselves as practitioners or potential practitioners, but also in everyone you touch and work with. So their lives change radically as they align to the signature. Because there's one right action each moment. You just followed the heart, you knew you had to be here, and now you found out why.
Absolutely.
Keep doing that, more things open in life. So it's a completely different sort of way of living when you follow the heart, when you follow the flow of spirit, because it's using the heart as a barometer to tell you what's the optimal thing to do next. Yeah.
And I have my friends, they did the soul plan, obviously, and I got two of them, they can't connect with the soul contract. They don't practice, they do not do readings because they cannot connect, they are not aligned to the energy. So some they say, no, it's nothing from your soul plan, doesn't mean absolutely nothing. But I knew something I should to discover. I knew, no, it's not this, it's not the hand. There is something I have to dig and discover, and here I am.
Well, you're always looking for the deepest truth, and you found it.
Yes, absolutely. There is something stirring, and now there is something there to dig and to find out.
Yeah. So this is for the ultimate truth seekers who seek the structure and ultimate and deepest truth of life. This is what this work is about. And other people who would seek you out as practitioners as well.
Mm-hmm.
And those people are always amazing to work with, because they won't stop at anything to actually get what they want. Because we all know someone didn't tell us something important, and this is part of that important thing, the truth of our life. So any final questions, people, before we complete tonight? No? Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you to everyone who watches this video later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicolas.
Thank
Yeah.
It's very educational.
So if you guys watching it later are interested in the training, just get hold of me, email me on Nicolas Direct at Centre for Conscious Ascension, which is the email you would have had. I'll put it up here, which is the email you would have had when you registered. So just contact me at this. Yeah. I'll just make this a little bigger. Contact me at this one by, say, by 8 p.m. Sunday. What's today? 3, 4, 5. Or call me. So if you're outside the England, +44. In England, just 0870. Just leave a message if you don't get hold of me, if I'm around somewhere. If you want to come. And so we'll make a decision Sunday night on the course. Make sure I got the spelt right. It's an ER. Yes. Direct at centreforconsciousascension.net. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and we'll send the video out later, okay? When I've processed it. Okay. So we'll see you later.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.